thrilled you because you're a basketball enthusiast?
No doubt about it. I think anybody who loves this game looks at this fella and says, wow, that's the way the game should be played.
And there is Julius Erving. Look at that move behind the back. Oh!
I watch Rim Rules. Do you?
In the 1970s, the NBA faced its darkest hour. But what really happened during this forgotten decade? The 1970s were a turbulent time for the NBA. Attendance was abysmal, TV coverage was nearly non-existent, and racial prejudice plagued the league at every level. Players often worked second jobs just to make ends meet, while scandals involving gambling and substance abuse tarnished the sport's reputation. The league struggled to attract new fans, and many questioned whether professional basketball had a future. Adding to the chaos, the rival ABA offered a style of play that appealed to younger audiences. With innovations like the three-point line and high-flying acrobatics, the ABA stole much-needed attention away from the NBA. Meanwhile, racial prejudice within the league created additional hurdles. African-American players, who made up a significant portion of rosters, often faced discrimination from owners, coaches, and even fans. These systemic issues alienated potential supporters and deepened the NBA's struggles. But behind the scenes, another crisis loomed, one that threatened to destroy the league entirely. One major issue during this era was inconsistent officiating. Referees weren't always trusted, and accusations of bias occasionally surfaced. While there's no evidence of widespread corruption, these controversies hurt the league's credibility.
I was not actually in these games fixing the games and throwing calls to win a bet.
Fans grew skeptical, wondering if outcomes were predetermined or influenced by external factors. For a league already struggling to maintain public trust, this was a devastating blow. Despite these challenges, the NBA began taking steps toward recovery. In 1976, the league merged with the ABA, bringing fresh talent and excitement.
The ABA was costing them money. It was driving salaries up due to the competition factor. Everyone had to live with the cloak and dagger CIA aspect of the draft every year, competing with the ABA for players. All these things added together created the ABA as a monster in the NBA eyes and the enemy.
Stars like Julius Erving, better known as Dr. J, introduced a new level of athleticism and flair that captivated audiences. The merger also paved the way for innovations like the three-point line, which would later revolutionize the game. Coaches played a crucial role in turning things around. Visionaries like Phil Jackson emphasized teamwork, discipline, and mental resilience. His methods laid the groundwork for future success, proving that leadership could overcome adversity. At the same time, grassroots efforts helped rebuild fan engagement. Teams started hosting community events, offering discounted tickets, and investing in local outreach programs. Slowly but surely, the NBA began regaining momentum. The league also focused on improving its image through strategic partnerships. By collaborating with media outlets and sponsors, the NBA ensured it received the exposure it desperately needed. Commissioner Larry O'Brien spearheaded these efforts, working tirelessly to restore public confidence. He understood that transparency and innovation were key to survival. Additionally, the introduction of star players like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Bill Walton brought renewed interest to the sport, helping to elevate its status on the global stage. Still, one lingering question remained. Could the NBA address its internal demons before it was too late? Drug use became another crisis, threatening the NBA's survival. Cocaine abuse among players damaged public perception and raised concerns about professionalism. Though not universal, these issues highlighted deeper systemic problems. Many athletes turned to drugs as a coping mechanism for stress, financial insecurity, and the pressures of fame. Unfortunately, this only fueled negative stereotypes about the league. Yet, amidst the turmoil, change began. The NBA implemented stricter policies, including random drug testing and mandatory counseling programs. These measures aim to support players rather than punish them, fostering a culture of accountability and care.
Listen, you got at least 3/4 of your life to go. That's 3 more lifetimes to you. So don't blow it. Don't do drugs. If you're doing it, stop it. Get some help.
Additionally, leaders like Commissioner Larry O'Brien worked tirelessly to restore the league's image. Through strategic partnerships with media outlets and sponsors, he ensured the NBA received the exposure it desperately needed. The league also benefited from the rise of charismatic figures who inspired hope. Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, though they emerged later in the 1980s, owe their success to the groundwork laid in the 1970s. Their rivalry revitalized the sport, drawing millions of viewers and transforming the NBA into a cultural phenomenon. But none of this would have been possible without addressing the challenges of the previous decade. From near collapse to global dominance, the NBA's journey proves resilience can overcome adversity. The NBA survived its toughest decade and emerged stronger than ever.